Hello everyone. Today we have with us senior Congress leader who probably knows Delhi better than anyone else, Mr. Ajay Maken. Thank you, sir, for speaking to Outlook.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Sir, the number of cases in Delhi are still spiking, and there's no way that we can't see a plateau anywhere soon. And Delhi is beginning to open up now. So, do you think Delhi is prepared to open up?
Well, I don't think so that Delhi is prepared to open up. First of all, the health infrastructure is not in place. And Dr. Mahesh Verma committee has also given its report, which has clearly indicated that by 15th of July, we will be needing 42,000 hospital beds, and there'll be total 2 lakh COVID positive patients by then. So imagine 42,000 hospital beds are needed, which means around, it is his calculation only, around 10,000 ventilators are required. At this juncture, only 474 ventilators are available. At this juncture, only 8,600 hospital beds are available. So when Delhi is so ill prepared as far as the health infrastructure is concerned, so why are they just opening up just to earn revenue? So this is unfortunate. The government, first of all, is ill prepared. They don't have any plan, any roadmap in place, and then they want to open up. And even now, Delhi, the positivity ratio is the highest in the country. 25 out of every 100% tested is coming
Yes.
out to be positive. It is the same as it was in New York during its peak time. Community transmission, it means, has already started. So when community transmission has started, 25 out of every 100 persons going for tests, they are coming out positive. So and the government on top of that, instead of improving their health infrastructure, they are just opening up to earn more revenue. This is ridiculous.
So even the infrastructure that you're talking about, the availability of beds, that is one thing. But when people are actually going out to the hospitals, you have so many patients complaining that they don't get a bed anywhere. So,
Absolutely.
so when they show, I mean, even the app which has been launched, it shows that there are beds available. But when people are actually going there, they are being turned away. So you think there is a
Absolutely.
mismatch?
Absolutely. And the mismatch is more in Delhi government hospital, which is I don't know what to say about this, because as far as the private hospitals are concerned, this app says that 40% of the beds are vacant. As far as the central government hospitals are concerned, this app says, and I'm giving you 7 June figures from this app. Central government figures, hospital says that 12% beds are vacant, 88% of the central government hospital beds are occupied. Whereas Delhi government hospital beds, it says that 72% are vacant. Only 28% Delhi government hospital beds are occupied. So on one hand, when Delhi government has failed to fill its own beds, then why is it putting fingers onto the private hospital like Gangaram Hospital? This app itself shows that 88% of Gangaram Hospital beds are occupied. So when Delhi government has failed to fill its own beds, they are pointing fingers at the other hospitals.
So do you think the lockdown has really failed because lockdown period was supposed to be used by both the central government and all the states to ramp up their infrastructure, the health infrastructure? So do you think that they have failed to do it?
Absolutely. Both the Delhi government and the central government, they have failed miserably. You'll be surprised the total figures, like the hospital beds in Delhi. The central government hospitals have 16,700 hospital beds in Delhi. And out of these 16,700 beds in Delhi, it includes AIMS, Ram Manohar Lohia, Safdarjung Hospital, Lady Hardinge Hospital, even Army Hospital. So in total, also 3,500 municipal corporation hospital beds. Out of these 16,700 beds, only 1,502 beds, 1,502 beds only are earmarked for COVID patients. It is just 8% of the total available beds, whereas the Delhi government is even more miserable. The Delhi government has 38 government hospitals in Delhi, and only 5 out of these 38 government hospitals are accepting COVID patients. 33 out of these 38 government hospitals, they are just refusing COVID patients. And on top of that, the 4,400 COVID dedicated beds also, 72% of them are vacant. So the government has not itself prepared for the situation. The lockdown, five lockdowns should have been used. We have only 474 ventilators available, whereas the requirement, as I said, and Dr. Mahesh Verma committee has calculated, would be 10,000 or close to 10,000 ventilators. So Delhi government has not ramped up the hospital beds, not ramped up the ventilators. The central government is also not fully utilizing its beds. And Delhi government, on top of that, instead of improving their infrastructure, is fighting with everyone. He starts fighting with the central government, then he goes on to fight with the private government. Now he has started fighting with the neighboring states, saying that people from the other states, they are filling Delhi government hospitals. So stop fighting, Mr. Kejriwal. Just improve your own health infrastructure. What is required?
So there is clearly a mismanagement, because when they say the beds are available but patients are not getting the beds, and you being a senior Congress leader, and Congress has run Delhi for 15 years, and you've been in the union government also, how different would Congress have handled the situation, sir?
Well, Sheila Dikshit, Delhi, let me tell you, we are missing Sheila Dikshit like anything. The kind of administration which Sheila Dikshit gave to Delhi, had Sheila Dikshit ji been the chief minister of Delhi at this juncture, Delhi would have been a much better place. At least all the government hospitals, Delhi government hospitals, would have been prepared. Sheila Dikshit would have never gone pointing fingers at private hospitals, or would have gone pointing fingers at the central government. She never did that. She would have ramped up her own infrastructure, own capacity, and would have had a better coordination with the private hospitals. We would have had a better coordination with the central government, whichever government it would have been. We were in power for 6 years when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the prime minister. We could do wonderful things in Delhi. Power reforms we were able to get. Metro we were able to get when Center Vajpayee ji was the prime minister and Sheila ji was the chief minister. So we could have we could have seen to it that Delhiites do not face any problem, and everyone, every person, every patient at least gets a bed. At least in Delhi being the national capital, this much facility at least we would have ascertained.
So do you think, despite completing one term in office, Mr. Kejriwal his government still lacks administrative acumen somehow?
Absolutely. Kejriwal has not come out of his opposition mode. He has not come out of his activist mode. He needs to come out of his activist mode, stop pointing fingers at others. He is always in a fight, always in a fighting mode. So he is now an administrator. He is now the chief minister. He has to carry everyone along. The private hospitals in Delhi, you'll be surprised, out of 57,000 total beds, the private hospitals in Delhi have 29,000 beds. So without active cooperation and coordination with private hospitals, how Delhi will be able to meet this present crisis? So
now
stop fighting.
Now they are saying that they cannot do anything about private hospitals because they can't control them.
Then he is as the chief minister, he has to. He just can't throw up his hands like that. He has to run his own Delhi government hospitals, set these Delhi government hospitals as an example. Unfortunately, he himself, unless he fills his own government hospital, Delhi government hospital, how he can ask the private government hospitals, to do that? First of all, he has to fill his own hospital. Say, look, I have filled my 100% of beds. You also do yours. He himself is lagging way behind the private hospitals, and he is pointing fingers at the private hospitals.
As I said, the government, the Kejriwal government has been saying that they are doing maximum tests per million all over the country, 11,500 approximately. So, but why are you still saying that they're not testing enough?
Well, per million test is not a good parameter. What is a better parameter and which should be followed is how many tests are coming out positive. If suppose 25 out of 100 tests are coming out positive, which are the highest in the country, it means that more tests are required. If suppose a state like Sikkim, out of 100 tests, if suppose one comes out positive, then Sikkim doesn't require more tests per million. So more tests per million is required in a state where more positive per 100 cases are coming. So if you can't compare a state with state, that is why the testing per million is not a right criteria. The right criteria is how many of those tested are coming out positive. If suppose Delhi tomorrow comes out just 4 or 5 out of 100 to be positive, then he should bring down the number of tests. Then there is no question of ramping it up to more per million of tests. It should come down. More important is how many people are coming out positive. If there is community transmission, it means 25 out of 100 people are coming out positive. If there is no community transmission, it means only 3, 4, or 5 people out of 100 are coming out positive. Then they can lower down the number of tests. So most important thing is the positivity rate, which is the highest in Delhi.
I guess coming a little away from Corona, that on one side you say that he's at war with the center and everything, but on the other, your party has been, has accused Kejriwal of being the B team of BJP several times. So why do you say so? Why do you think that it is also the B team of BJP?
Well, if you, I have been saying so since last 5-6 years, because right from the day when he contested elections in Goa and fielded candidates, such candidates that who could ensure defeat of Congress party in Goa. Even Nitin Gadkari in Goa said, "Don't worry, we'll come to power because AAP will ensure that Congress doesn't win in Goa." In Punjab also. And the way Aam Aadmi Party is choosing its candidates is clearly indication of that they want to defeat Congress party, first of all. Secondly, of late also, Tushar Mehta and Aman Lekhi were appointed by Delhi government in Delhi riots case. So how can you explain Meenakshi Lekhi's husband and Tushar Mehta both being appointed by Delhi government, signed by Satyendra Jain? So there are n number of examples. Even on CA and 370 issue, they were seen to be siding with the central government more than with the opposition.
Even in Shaheen Bagh, they did not make any statement.
Even in the Shaheen Bagh, or they didn't come out openly with the opposition. And even when in Rajya Sabha elections also, for the vice chairman of Rajya Sabha, they supported the BJP candidate. They didn't support the United Opposition's candidate.
And you talked about that they allowed the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta to represent Delhi government in the Delhi riots case. So do you think the investigation into Delhi riots is going on in a neutral manner, the way it should be? Because their own MLA Amanullah Khan has said that Tahir Hussain that has been targeted only because he's a Muslim.
Since this matter is sub judice, I won't like to comment on individuals, and anyone who has been involved should be punished. But more importantly, I think that Delhi government should have fielded neutral advocates representing Delhi police, not someone like the likes of Tushar Mehta and Aman Lekhi, who are openly siding with the union government. So Delhi government could have done better by choosing neutral advocates, so that credibility of Delhi government's advocate also would have been there, and on judiciary also, no one could have pointed fingers.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for talking to Outlook, and I hope things improve soon in Delhi and everywhere else in the country.
Yeah, let us hope so. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.